All right. Appreciate everybody jumping in here, smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day. And guess what, guys? We're back for another update here. A lot of things have been happening in the markets. Today's been very big. Today's been a big sideways chop. Big sideways chop is what's happening today. Bitcoin hasn't seen any major movement as of yet today, but I do expect we're going to have a bigger movement happening tomorrow or later tonight, entering into tomorrow. Now, why do I say that? Is because if we go over here to the Bitcoin chart here on the 15 minutes just really started to move in this last hour. Last 2 hours or so, we started to have a big move here. Last 3 hours, actually. So, and what happened was we've had an announcement about more delays on the tariffs, right? The tariffs have been delayed once again, and that always gets the market running. So right now we got Bitcoin back up at $105,291 right now, trying to break out of the previous day range to the upside. We have some resistance up at the weekly and daily open around the 105,638 up to the Monday high of 105,944. So between 105,600 to 105, basically let's call it 106, we got some resistance, but we got some very strong movement on the way up right now. We came down here earlier today. Throughout the day overall, we swept the why is my charts lagging? We swept the previous day high, right, which was the massive rejection reversal there that we signal. We reversed. Then we started dropping. We fell out of the previous day range. We came down to the previous day low. We created the Monday low, and from there we've reclaimed the London low, started to come back up, got rejected for a few hours under the daily VWAP here, was able to reclaim the daily VWAP around the 104,579, and then now we're having a big move to the upside, a very aggressive move to the upside once we reclaimed this VWAP, along with the news that the tariffs have been delayed once again, and the price is now making a big run for the resistance here between 105,600 to basically 106 to the upside for Bitcoin. The altcoins, I can only imagine, are also starting to enjoy a little bit of this green action. We jump here to the last hour. A lot of altcoins are up 2-3%. Some of them up, 5%, 4%. So lots of updates have been happening in the Crypto Citadel. I've been working very hard here, as you guys can see in the Crypto Citadel. Some of you might not be able to see this right now, but if you guys are on YouTube or TikTok or you guys are seeing here a lot of macro analysis here being posted for all the things, for all the different altcoins, being posting 9 to 10 altcoins every single day for macro long-term analysis, for long-term holders, right? Looking for areas of support, looking for areas of targets to the upside, and a lot more. So a lot of things happening in the Crypto Citadel. Let's jump here into the chat real quick. I want to chat with you guys for a little while before we start jumping into some more big analysis. Whale98 says, ETH is looking juicy. It's time to short. Let's go take a look at ETH. Is it juicy to short ETH right now? We're going to take a quick look at that and see what's up with Ethereum. So Ethereum right now, let me expand upon this here. So Ethereum has had a very strong consolidation here throughout the entire month of May, right? So as you guys can see, back on May 8th, we had a huge move up from literally $1,800 all the way up to above 2,400. In 2 days, we got above 2,400 from 1,800. Since then, since May 10th, we have gone sideways between 2711 and as low as 2,400, basically. We worked a little bit lower than that to 23, 26, but overall, we're very tight consolidation range here. Now, targets to the upside, assuming that this range will continue to hold and we're doing some sideways consolidation before moving to the upside. We have some targets here. I've already been hit. Obviously, the monthly average, the monthly MPOC, the monthly average have been hit. We have 3 more targets, 2614, 2658, 2678, 2711. So pretty much you can ignore these other little minor targets here within the previous month range. The big target is getting above 2711. If Ethereum can continue rallying here, can continue holding consolidation, holding support above 2423, right? Unless we lose 2400, then there's things to worry about. But meanwhile, we hold above 2,400. Ethereum is going to be continuing moving to the upside, right? The question is, can we finally break above this 2,700 and make a run for the 2,900 to $3,100 region? This is the next big region of interest here. We have the value area high of Q1. We would be breaking out of the Q1 range at 2,900, right? And then right above that, we have a few little local weekly averages, weekly MPOCs. We have the yearly pivot, and then we have a macro gold pocket from its local highs all the way down to its local bottoms, right, of April 7th for Ethereum at 3154. So that is going to be a very, very important area here. This is going to be the next critical area of resistance. But the question is, when are we going to break out of 2711? Breaking above that is going to be very important. Let's go jumping back here into the chart. What's going on, Crypto UK? I appreciate everybody jumping in here. Guys, as you guys are jumping in, make sure you guys are tapping those likes. Make sure you are smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day. So make sure we get over here right now. Start filling up those like meters. Start tapping them. Start hitting them. Let's get 1,000+ likes here, guys. Let's get it. What about XRP? And then we're gonna hit XRP, and then we're gonna hit ZBEC, and then I'll jump back into the chat, make sure I'm not missing anybody. So up next, we've got XRP here. Let's go take a look at XRP's chart. XRP has been in a lot of sideways consolidation. Let me tell you, a lot of sideways consolidation. So as you guys can see, I was talking to you guys about XRP for quite some time about, hey, a potential pullback if we lost 229 of support, and we did. We came all the way down here back to this green support zone between 210 to 197. 197 is strong support here for XRP. As you guys can see here on the chart, we have been holding this support zone since December. We only broke down below it on April 7th, April 8th, which was the local bottom for Bitcoin at 76,000. And from there, all the altcoins have been rallying. That's the only time XRP has broken below that. Now, XRP is back above those areas, obviously, for some time now. But overall, the month of May was semi-bearish. We pretty much had a very strong, aggressive move to the upside on May 8th, right? And then after that, we lost a lot of steam. XRP got rejected at 266, and we started pulling back, losing our quarterly average around 242. Since then, like I said, we came down to the support zone here. We didn't come down to 205, which was a good target that I was looking for. We front ran it by a few cents, unfortunately. Can't catch them all, right? But we front run it by like 2 cents, 2 to 3 cents. We came down to 207. Now we're pushing back up. We're almost at the value area low, the bottom part of the main range for XRP. Getting above 220, obviously we have some targets to the upside between 229 to 242. It is critical for XRP to get above 242 to start making a real move, right? The real move happens after 242. Getting above 242 gives us a potential to retest and break through the resistance at 257. We break above that, we're going for our macro gold pocket at 277, and then above the gold pocket, we have a target at $3.10 for XRP. In the meantime, I just expect more consolidation and sideways until we don't get above 242. I wouldn't be getting excited for XRP. Now, let's go and jump over to ZBEC. ZBEC has been a super hot topic here from the XRP community. And, I like to keep people updated on what is happening with ZBEC. ZBEC, right? A lot of speculation. They're going to take over the payment, the global, what is it? The global payroll, the global payroll system, yada, 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 right? Very similar to the whole like XRP taking over Swift system narrative, right? And the fact that ZBEC is partnering up or is in potential talks for a partnership with XRP has got this thing going, right? It is currently down at $477 million market cap. It was up as high as around 500 and something, right? When we were a little bit higher. We're currently sitting at 0.005902. It's up over 200% in the last 30 days. But trust me, it's up a lot more than that. It was up like 500%. Up 17% the last week, down 11% today. So let's jump into the chart here for ZBEC. So ZBEC overall on obviously the daily, the monthly here, right, for the month of May, we are on a pullback, right? We're currently sitting here for a pullback, but let's jump down to the 1 hour, so we can get some more price action here for ZBEC. This is our previous day range, right? Our previous day range, we came up as high as, let's see, go right here. Yeah, there we go. We came up as high as 0.007. That we got rejected. We came back down. We lost the previous day high. We lost the weekly open. And then we came down. We've pretty much just been sitting around this area here for the good majority of the day and within the previous day range. Now, if ZBEC continues to pull back here, obviously we're going to be creating a new daily range here around 8 p.m. Eastern today. So in the next hour and a half, we're going to be getting new daily, excuse me guys, we're going to be getting new daily data. But overall, right now, the previous day low is around 0.0056. If we lose that area, we still have a gold pocket down here at 0.0049. We do have some larger macro targets here for the month of May overall, right? That if we do pull lower, if we do continue to push lower here, we have a gold pocket of 0.049. Like I said, we have the value area low for the month of May down at 0.0048, 645, with some daily averages and some other targets to the downside, worst case scenarios, right? Previous week low is all the way down at 0.0038, 441, which is a big pullback from where we're at right now. Rotating it all the way down to the previous week low puts us down 34.95, basically 35%. 35% pullback. Not saying we're going to go there right now for ZBEC. All I'm saying with ZBEC is forget about the partnerships. Think about it logically right now. Maybe the partnership happens at some point down the line. Maybe all these great things like XRP's been saying for all these years eventually happen. But for now, this thing has ran hundreds of %. People are sitting on a ton of money. And maybe you're not selling. Maybe you're going to diamond hand it. Maybe you're going to hold it for the next 5 years. But guess what? The big whales, the big players, they will take profits. They will pay themselves. The only way you go broke in the markets is by not paying yourself, by not taking profits. And unfortunately, the markets are a PVP, player versus player environment. If you're not selling, someone else is going to be selling. And if you're not, if you're not taking profits, someone else is going to be taking profits. So just keep that in the back of your mind. If you were able to catch that massive 200, 300, 400, 500% move from back in before, what is this, May 25th or from back in early May or whatever it was. Yeah, May 21st. Before May 21st, we had a big move. So if you got into ZBEC before May 21st and you caught this massive rally, all I'm saying, I would be taking some profits. I would be pulling out some initials. I would be de-risking myself, right? Also, if you're planning on getting in now, if I were going to buy ZBEC right now, after ignoring the fact that it is pumped hundreds of %, I would be very aggressive on taking profits. I would be very aggressive on pulling out my initials when I get into profit if I don't plan on taking the profits out. Because if not, you're going to go underwater. Ideally, me personally right now, I'm not buying ZBEC. I'm not interested in buying ZBEC. I am interested in trading it. I've taken shorts on it and I've taken longs on it. You guys have seen the screenshots. You guys have seen the receipts, right? I've made more money in the last couple of days taking shorts and taking longs, short-term positions on ZBEC than probably most people have holding this thing the whole entire time and are probably going to end up walking away with a lot less profit. That's just me. That's just me. Let's continue jumping back here into the chat. Let's see what the chat is up to. What are you trading? I've been trading ZBEC. I took a long on it yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, Sunday, made $700 on the long. The other day before that, I think it was on Friday or something like that. Yeah, either Friday or Thursday, I took a short on ZBEC, made another like $400 or $500 on it. And, just taking short-term trades on it is probably going to be a lot more profitable in the long term than holding ZBEC at this point in time. Buy more Bitcoin. Man, doesn't everybody wish they bought more Bitcoin? Let me tell you, I bet they do. Ayo says, I buy every day. Let's go. Dollar cost averaging every single day. That's what I'm talking about. Let me see here another chat. Another bearish month coming up with a huge Bitcoin pullback to 70K-ish. Man, that's very bearish, Alex. That's very, very bearish. I don't think we're going to be dropping down to 70K for Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin's chart. Oh, Bitcoin just pushed up to the weekly open. Just pushed up to 105,715. Bitcoin's taking off right now. But if we zoom out here, right? Let's zoom out to the more macro side of things for Bitcoin. Let's zoom out here. So for the month of May overall, we had a very tight range, right? Very tight range here for the entire month of May, between since May 8th when we had the big push up above $100,000, right? That's when a lot of altcoins pushed up as well. We have been just kind of sideways chopping. We came up as high as 112, came back down again. Currently, things that we need to look for support, right? We have a monthly average at 103,334. That is a potential target here that we can come down to. We front ran it today by a few $100. Let me tell you, we came down as low as 103,738 before pushing back up. So we front ran it by a few $100. Area of support is this right here. This right here is the area of support for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin loses 101,868, right? Between 103,334 to 101,868 is the support zone. As you can see here, the entire month of May at the beginning, right? The first couple of weeks of May, we were just ranging here, bouncing off this area, bouncing off this area. This is the range of support, the support zone for Bitcoin. If we lose this area, Bitcoin will be pulling back to $97,000, $96,000 as the first retest, right? Retest of this big breakout back here, right, on May 8th, right? So that's also a 382 fib at 97,665. If this area does not hold and we continue pulling back, the next area is going to be this support zone here of 89 to 88. There's a gold pocket there. There's a quarterly average there. We were also massive resistance until we were able to flip it and get back above it. It is the value area low for the Q1 range as well for in this area. So, oops, did not mean to do that. Whatever I just did. Very massive support. So if we do lose $101,868 for Bitcoin, targets for the downside are 97,600 to 96,700 as their first big target to the downside. Below that is 89 to 88,000. Potentially maybe even as low as 84, as we do have a monthly MPOC down there for the month of April. Maybe we wick down to 84, tap it, reclaim this area real quick, and then start bouncing back up. But that's only on the table once we begin to lose 101,868 for Bitcoin. So just, I don't want to be freaking anybody out, right? But if we lose 101,800, those are the targets to the downside. Let's see here. What platforms am I trading on? I'm trading on Blowfin, BitUnix, and ZoomX. Those are the three platforms I've been trading on. You think alt season Q3, Q4, or maybe sooner? Man, it really all is going to come down to when Bitcoin dominance wants to pull back, and Bitcoin dominance just does not seem to want to give up. Bitcoin dominance is back above 64% again, right? We had a little bit of a retracement here back on May 30th to 63.48. I was like, all right, we're getting in the rhythm, baby. We're starting to pull back on the dominance again. We're going to get back. But guess what? Bitcoin dominance went back up over 64%. We need to see Bitcoin dominance dropping back into this Q1 range, dropping below this local low of 62% to 61% to really start making a big move to the downside. You know, we are technically, if we start pulling back from where we're at right now, we are creating a lower high, which is good, right? And we continue that trend to the downside. We could start feeling an altcoin season coming up. Am I super bullish on Q3? No, Q3 usually isn't any major price mover to the upside. If anything, we've seen a lot of price movements to the downside towards the end of Q3. We saw one last year in August. We saw one in September of last year as well. We saw the big one in the beginning of August, and then we saw another minor one in August, in September. So I'm not saying that's going to happen exactly like that again. I'm just saying in the last 8 years I've been here, I don't remember a Q3 that has been any type of like big significant of bullish momentum. My CVO, my boy, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you being in here. If you guys aren't following CVO, definitely go do so. But overall, altcoin season, real simple, guys. You'll know when it's here when you see the three things. The three things: Bitcoin new all-time high, Bitcoin ranging above that new all-time high, and most important of all, three, but to complete the trifecta, is the Bitcoin dominance dropping. Bitcoin dominance dropping is a massive, massive factor for altcoin season. Without that, the other two almost don't matter. If Bitcoin loses that support and goes down, will alts follow and go down? Oh, absolutely, Alex. Absolutely. If Bitcoin decides to lose the support zone between 103 to 100, basically if we drop below 101,860 and we lose this support zone that you guys see on the screen here, Bitcoin drops, altcoins will collapse. I mean, just look at Q1 of 2025. Bitcoin pulled back about 35% from its high of around 109,000 down to 76,000, about 36 to 35%. What did the altcoins do? The altcoins dropped 80%, right? Massive, massive drop back, drawdown for the altcoins. Sorry about that, guys. That's something stuck in my throat. But overall, if Bitcoin does lose that support, we will see altcoins have a major pullback. 100%. Bitcoin runs this market. If Bitcoin pulls back, altcoins pull back. If Bitcoin pumps, altcoins pumps. Do we really think Bitcoin will go below 100K? It's a game of probabilities. The probability exists, right? We are at critical support zones. We are having a nice little bounce today as of the last 3 hours, which is good to see, right? We came down as low as 102,900 and some change before pushing back up. So right now, things are looking up. Things are looking like we're bouncing off some support, but the probability is there. It's never absolute 0% chance that we drop back down below 100. The possibility does exist. We can even go higher. We can go higher into the 120K range and then eventually pull back, right? That's still a possibility. Maybe here in the month of June, we run it to 115 to 120. And then in Q3, right, July, August, September, we pretty much have a pullback down to 90,000, right? Everybody gets super bearish. Oh, let's say the bull run's over. And then in Q4 or Q1 of 2026, we start to see the big push back to the upside again. Lots of things can be happening. Lots of different scenarios can play out. That's why you got to analyze the data week by week, month by month, quarter by quarter, and see where the data takes you, right? See where the data takes you. Talk about TARS AI. Let me go see. Let me go take a look at the TARS AI. ¿Qué pasó, Pookie?
I bought my mom's hat and your hat.
Yeah? Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you. I love you. The baby crusaders have invaded. The baby crusaders have invaded. Let's see here. Appreciate everybody tapping those screens, tapping those likes, hitting that subscribe. Mark Dutch, WP in the house. What's going on, man? What's going on? I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate all of you guys jumping in here. Let's go take a look at TARS AI. Somebody was asking about TARS AI. Let's go. I don't even know if I have a chart on TARS AI. Do I have a chart on TARS AI? No, I do not. All right, let me, well, actually, I think I do. Just outdated as heck. All right, let me do some quick TA magic here. Let's do some TA magic here. All right, let's get Q1 of 2025. All right, all the way to the end of March. Boom. All right, all right, all right. Let's get the month of April. I'm sure nothing significant happened here. All right, let's get the month of May. Let's get some yearly pivots. Okay. Let's get some quarterly pivots. All right, we just rejected off a quarterly pivot of 16 cents back on May 26th, May 27th, and have pulled back and have bounced, or we're currently bouncing off the May value area high, staying above the value area high. That's very critical. Let me get rid of some of these lines here. I don't think these lines are very relevant anymore. We do have a monthly MPOC to the downside for the month of May. And we have one for the month of April as well. Dang it. All right. We have been creating a set of higher lows, holding a nice little uptrend here. If you guys see this little uptrend here from April 18th, we kind of bottomed out. We've kind of been riding this uptrend here so far. Let's get some monthly and monthly pivots here, monthly averages. See if we have anything untapped. We do have two targets to the upside, one at 17 and the other one at, give you another one right over here at 28 cents to the upside for TARS AI so far. So right now, TARS AI, if we lose the uptrend to the TARS AI right now, we lose the uptrend, we fall back into the May range. Our target to the downside is 8 cents. That is the monthly untapped average, or the monthly untapped end point of control, right? If we lose that and we drop even lower, then 3 cents is our target for the naked point of control for April. Now, if we continue this uptrend to the upside here, we slowly climb back up. Our first target to the upside here is 17 cents, right? 17.2 to the upside. Getting above that will let us run to 21 cents, which is the Q1 value area high. If we can break above the Q1 value area high and start making a bigger push to the upside, our next macro target to the upside is 28 cents. So those are the big targets to the TARS AI for the upside. Appreciate the question. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. If you guys are not smashing those likes, definitely do so. If you guys are not in the Crypto Citadel, which is my private community, definitely do so and join. That is the Crypto Citadel is where you can get long-term macro analysis for everyone that's a long-term holder, right? Looking for targets to the upside, looking for targets of dollar cost averaging. If you guys check out right here, I've been posting about 8 or 9 updates every single day, extensive updates, as you guys can see here. Right, we did one on Link, we did one on Sui, Aerodrome, we did another one on Ondo, we did one on Pando, we did one on Quant, and many others, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. A lot of different updates overall macro. This is for all the long-term holders, not day trader stuff. We also post signals, we post daily trade updates and setups and all this kind of stuff. So if you guys are interested in any of that, you guys want to be analyzing data and not just blindly reacting to the market, right? And just wondering what's going to happen. Where could we be going? Are we at support? Are we at resistance? And just hoping to get answers on live streams, right? Then definitely join the Crypto Citadel. Appreciate everybody in here smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Let's see if we find any more questions in the chat here before we continue on. Overall, Bitcoin is, see where Bitcoin's at. Bitcoin is still pushing pretty strongly to the upside from what I saw, which is very good, obviously. Let's see here. Bitcoin came up to the Asia high, the weekly open, came back down on the 15-minute. Looks like we're trying to push back up here again, potentially build a little flag, a little pennant, whatever it is, bullish. Push up to the upside. Our first target to the upside is 471. Sorry, that is puts us a little bit on the lower side of the previous week range, and then the big target to the upside for the previous week is 109,646. That is the previous week NPOC, which is right below the previous all-time high of 109,880. As well, so something to keep paying attention to. That is a very critical area we've been resisting for quite some time now. What's up with Farm? I have no idea. I've never even heard of Farm. Don't know what's going on over there at all. Francine in the house. Well, good to see you, Francine. Always a big supporter of the channel. Greatly appreciate it. Sack Nasty in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you too. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes. Let's see if I'm missing any other chat. B-Bob says, can you take a look at Sonic? Let's go take a look at Sonic here. Let's go take a look at Sonic. Sonic. Where is... Where's my chart for Sonic? Is it on OKX? I think it might be on OKX. Nope. This is a tricky one. To get, I always forget where I have my chart. Oh, we're just gonna have to do. We're just gonna do some previous month stuff here. So let's get the month of April. Let's get the month of May. Monthly NPOs, monthly averages. All right. All right, so quick and dirty here, real quick on Sonic, right? We are below the range for May. We are below that right now. We came down to pretty much the April lows as well, around 38 cents. Trying to push back up here. Currently, this really does need to do a bigger push to the upside. We get a little bit of a gold pocket here. From what I can see in the chart here, from the highs back in February to the lows in April. All right, gold pocket. We came up to the 382 at 61 cents. Face resistance. Came back down to the month of May. We're dropping now. Our first targets to the upside here for Sonic is getting back inside the range for May, which we need to get above 42 cents. Above 42 cents, we have two targets, one of 45 and 46, which are the monthly NPOC and the monthly average. Above that, we need to come back up to 61 cents, break that resistance, and run for the gold pocket at 77 cents for Sonic. So right now, that's pretty much all it's got. It's pretty much back at its April lows. If it drops any lower than this, probably going to be heading towards February lows of around 31 cents. Don't know if it's going to go lower than that. Hopefully not. If it is, that ain't going to be good for Sonic. I can tell you that. Okay, appreciate everybody jumping in here. Appreciate all you guys tapping those likes, hitting that subscribe. Looks like ETH's pretty pushing up. All right, let's go take a look at ETH. I'm pretty sure ETH is probably following Bitcoin right now. Let's see here. Yeah, ETH right now on the 1 hour. A lot of targets up here, breaking above our daily average and a monthly NPOC for the month of May. Getting above that area is critical. Obviously, I told you guys we have a few targets between 26.14 down to all the way up to 26.78. But our actual critical target for overall for Ethereum is 27.11. Getting above 27.11, as you guys can see here, we have been rejected off this area multiple times throughout this month of May. We got rejected on May 13th. We got rejected off of it on May 23rd, and we got rejected off of it on May 29th, 30th. We lost the support and dropped back down below that as well. So we need to get above there. We need to hold it as support. If we do, we can start making a run for our next big target area of interest, which is $2,900 to $3,100 for Ethereum is the next big critical areas for interest for Ethereum. So obviously Bitcoin's pushing up here. That's going to show, that's going to bring some momentum into the altcoins. As you can see here, Bitcoin on the 15-minute. Still pushing back up, which is good. You nailed ETH a couple of days ago. Appreciate that, Scott. If you were a betting man, what alt do you think will have the biggest gains this season? Man, Alex, that's a very tough question, man. Very tough question. A lot of different altcoins are coming out every single day. I mean, like, look, this ZBEC thing. Yeah, ZBEC's been around for like 5 years, but this ZBEC rally really just began like a month and a half ago. 2 months ago. So there's always going to be these random altcoins that come out of nowhere that are hard to predict. Things that I'm interested in, right? Nothing in particular order of any kind, but things that I'm interested in are AI and RWAs, along with some, utility coins overall, right? I'm interested in DeFi as well. DeFi is something that I'm very, very interested in. So on the base network for DeFi, Aerodrome, Morpho, right? Those are the two plays, right, for smaller market caps that I think are going to end up performing all right are Aerodrome and Morpho. I like IOS as an AI play as well. I like Pendle. I like Aave. I like Uniswap. I think those are going to do well as long as Ethereum performs well. We're going to see a lot of other, Ondo. We're going to see Sui. I definitely think Sui is a bit underestimated, especially everybody's got a little bit of a bad taste in his mouth after this exploit. That wasn't even Sui's fault, right? It was the exploit on Sui's Dex, CDES or Cactus, however you want to pronounce it, that was the problem. Their DeFi pools were the problem. I think people are going to realize that that is going to continue rallying. There's always going to be ecosystem plays within Sui and within other layer ones that are going to do well, things to look for as well. But yeah, there's a lot of different altcoins in these different ecosystems, but it's very, very tough to say all my money is on this one altcoin. This one altcoin is going to be the one that has the most biggest gains rally, right? To do that kind of stuff, you're going to have to be looking at very small market cap stuff, very small market cap stuff, right? Things that I'm interested in that are in the small market cap category are Pinlink. Pinlink is one that I'm interested in. It's a $50 million market cap. It hits three of the narratives, right? Real world assets, DPIN, AI, hits all of those. That's a low market cap, high risk play that I'm interested in, that I think could perform, right? If if possible, but contains high levels of risk. Axon DAO is another one, $34 million market cap, currently sitting at 7 cents. This thing has ran up as high as like 45 cents to almost a dollar back in 2024. So that's something else to keep an eye on, right? This is a decentralized science narrative project. There's not a lot of decentralized science projects that have large market caps at all. It's a very new narrative. So this is one that I'm willing to bet some money on, take some risk on, but at the end of the day, very high risk, very low market cap. But does have some big send-offs when they do. So those are some of the ones that I'm looking for, some big moves to the upside eventually in the next altcoin season. But the lower the market cap, the higher the move to the upside, but the higher the risk you're putting on at the same time. Crypto Ricky in the house. What's going on, man? Appreciate you jumping in here. Let's keep joining here. Let's keep rocking through the chat. Appreciate all of you guys joining. Appreciate all of you guys tapping those likes, hitting that like. If you guys are not in the Crypto Citadel, definitely go for the Crypto Citadel and join. We do a lot of macro long-term analysis in there every single day, especially now with a new month. We have new monthly data on all the altcoins, Bitcoin included, everything. So we're doing a lot of checkup on what's happening. And then at the end of July, we're getting new quarterly data as well, new monthly and quarterly data. So we're going to be getting more data in the next 30 days. And that's all very important to be analyzing data so you can move through these markets based off data, not based off feelings, not based off emotions, not based off hype, not based off FOMO and fear, just straight up data. If not, you're just going to be blindly reacting to the market. Let's see. Your top 5 alts upcoming bull run. Man, tough question. Tough question, because I just like to categorize them in different ways, right? Like my top 5 on the Ethereum network are Maker, Aave, Pendle, Lido, and Uniswap. Those are my top 5 on Ethereum if Ethereum continues to rally, right? Top 5 dexes would be Radium, Uniswap as well, PNG. What's another good dex? Oh man, I'm blanking out on it right now. There's another 2 like good dexes that have coins that do decently well here and there. Real world assets, obviously Ondo, right? And then there's a few other ones like RSR. There's Rio. There's a few other ones out there. AVAX. I put AVAX in the real world asset category for sure. Chainlink is also has some real world assets, but more in the Oracle side. Pendo has held up strong, bro. Yeah, Crypto Ricky, Pendo. We just dropped an analysis on Pendo earlier today here in the chart. It's probably one of the most in the Citadel. Is probably one of the most strongest coins holding up throughout this pullback. Where is Pendo at? These are all updates that were posted today. Let's see, where's Pendo? Pendo, Aerodrome, Ondo. Right here. Pendo, right here. Look at this chart, man. Look at this chart. Look at this strong uptrend since the bottom, right? Pendo bottomed out before any other altcoin in March. Most altcoins bottomed out in April 7th, April 8th. So when Bitcoin was dropping to that $76,000 and everybody was freaking out, Pendo just had a slight little pullback, retested support, and kept moving on its way. Did not make a new lower low. It bottomed out in March before Bitcoin did and has been holding up strong since then. This is the analysis I have for Pendo here, for areas that I'm looking for the upside, downside support, all this kind of stuff. So yeah, Pendo's definitely been a strong mover. Are we going green because potentially good news tomorrow? I think we're going green because we're seeing a lot of news coming out about, obviously, if you're going to go based off news, right? The news is that a lot of tariffs have been paused, delayed to the end of July, stuff like that. You start hearing about, trade deals and tariffs being put on pause. Markets like to pump, like to rally off of that. If you're going based off technicals alone, then, Bitcoin has found some strong support here. If you jump out to the daily, we close our monthly and we have strong support between 103 to 101. If we can hold this area of support, we're good for Bitcoin to continue pushing to the upside. If we lose this green support zone between 103 to 101, then we're heading down to 96, 97. Thoughts on Litecoin? Dude, Litecoin's a sleeper, man. Litecoin is a sleeper. A lot of people sleep on Litecoin, think that Litecoin's never going to do anything, never going to pump. But Litecoin's actually been having oh man, that's the wrong chart. Litecoin's been having a very strong 2024 and 2025 overall, like very, very well. Let's get here. Let's jump out to the daily. This is just like a weekly chart. Let's get the month of April. The month of May, all the way to the 31st. We have a target all the way up of $98 for Litecoin, right? Litecoin fell down below its monthly range for May. We came all the way. We tapped the value area high for the month of April. We bounced off of that. We front ran its gold pocket down here at $78, and we're bouncing back up. If we can get back above into its May range, which needs to get us back above $92, we do have targets between once we're back inside the May range at $98 to $100. Getting above that area, breaking out of the 105 area, puts us back into the range for quarter one, right? Getting back in the quarter one range. Litecoin has a very strong quarter one overall. So getting us back inside the quarter one range, we have a gold pocket up at 117 and then a quarter one NPLC up at 127 for Litecoin. Did not mean to move my gold pocket. Me? Gotta keep my gold pocket golden. But yeah, Litecoin's been holding up pretty strong here as well. Cryptoholic says, thank you for what you do for us. No problem, man. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to provide as much possible data as possible for free, while still keeping a lot of good data for the Crypto Citadel members so that, everybody has value where they're finding it, and just so people can react to the market appropriately with appropriate data, not based off FOMO, not based off hype, not based off of we're going to the moon, not based off diamond hands, right? Not based off any of that. I've based a lot of my investments over the years off of that, and I've learned a lot of hard lessons over the years based off of that. That's just not the way to move forward. That's not how any smart investor has generated any amount of wealth or portfolio or anything over years and decades. They didn't go off hype. They didn't go off FOMO. They went off fundamentals, and they went off data, just data. Fundamentally, overall, just data, right? Not that, hey, there's a conversation, there's a rumor, there's an announcement that they're in talks of something, right? That's just all hearsay, and then it's a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of event all the time. I'm praying grands to first 5 people. Man, get out of here. Get out of here. That's a scam. Ain't nobody gonna be paying you nothing, no matter how good people they are. Don't send them any DMs. They're gonna have some kind of convoluted thing to do, some link to click, something which is gonna end up getting you drained or losing your money, guys. Don't listen to anybody that's. If it sounds too good to be true, it most likely 99.999% of the time is. Don't listen to it. Don't partake in that. How many accounts do you have? This is my only account, man. I used to have another account where I had over 70,000 followers, and that's where everybody pretty much knows me from. So if you're seeing me here and you're like, wait, what's going on? How come you're not at your other account? It's because my other account got banned. I was blackmailed by a scammer to pay him $5,000. If not, he was going to mass report all my videos and get my account banned. I said, I'm not going to pay you. I refuse. And he mass reported my videos and got my account banned. So now I made a new account, and here I am again, regrowing my audience back up again from my other account that had over 70,000 followers. Now I'm back over here with 2,400. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Where is Robe Crusader? Oh man, Robe Crusader is struggling since the other account got banned, bro. Do you think Bitcoin can go up from here? Right now, we're seeing Bitcoin go up. Right now, we're seeing some strong support coming in around this green support zone here between 103 to 101. We came down as low as 103, 128 on May 31st. Since then, we've been closing 3 daily candles on the green to the upside, which is very good. We're entering right now our previous week range, which our first target is 106. Hopefully, we don't get rejected off of that and pull back. But if we can get back above 106, 471, continue rotating the previous week range to the upside, takes us to the value area high of May. We have targets at 109,000 that, if we can break above, we can start pushing some big moves to the upside. What? Do you think Bitcoin can go up from here? Oh yeah, I already answered that question. CVL throwing me off with the text messages, man. Appreciate everybody here smashing those likes. If you're not in the Crypto Citadel, definitely do so and join. Yeah, they're probably not going to reinstate my old channel. My old channel is probably long gone. It's okay. It's fine. I'll continue making content. I'll continue grinding. And it is what it is. It is what it is. ETH price prediction for 2025. Realistically, for 2025, if we do have another major altcoin season, another big leg up in the Bitcoin market, right? I do believe Bitcoin can make a push for 130 to 150 by the end of this year. I do think Ethereum continuing to stay bullish how it has been here in this second quarter of the year. We continue this momentum slow and steady to the upside. I do believe Ethereum could reclaim its previous all-time highs and start running towards that $6,000, maybe $8,000 by the end of the year, right? If we keep the bullish momentum going. Is XRP and ZBEC unalive? I don't know. They're slow movers. ZBEC has had a massive run of hundreds of percent in the last 30 days. Profits will be taken. Sideways consolidation, potential pullbacks will happen. Same thing with XRP, right? XRP, a lot of people consolidated XRP for many years at 50 cents, and then it's been ranging at $2 for quite some time. People are taking profits. New positions are being built. I'm paying, geez, this guy again. Block. Let's see. I think you are the most knowledgeable and honest guy on here. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, man. No problem. I appreciate it. I'm probably not the most knowledgeable. There's other people that know a lot more than me. CVO is definitely somebody I've learned a lot from. EQ is another really smart guy to follow too. When you're looking at influencers, you're looking at creators, look for people that aren't selling you on the hype, man. Look for people that are just giving you data. They're just giving you good content. Not people that are selling you FOMO, selling you hype, selling you this, what if scenario, this if and that if and that. There's this rumor and that rumor. If you're living in those echo chambers and altcoins and in these different communities, you're gonna end up getting wrecked every single time. What do you think about Coins C98? Don't know anything about it. What about Kevin Hill? Appreciate everybody in here. I'm going to go have dinner with the fam, so I appreciate everybody in here. If you guys haven't joined the Crypto Citadel, definitely go do so and join. You can get 50% off your first month using the code Citadel. Until next time, guys.